All right. We live. So looking here. We are getting the first break. Okay. So you have this compression zone technically. I'll turn off this real quick. Okay. Let's just look at here. Let's see what kind we're looking at. Okay. Let's go on YouTube real quick. I'm just gonna get everything kind of set up. Sorry. All right. I'm zooming here. I don't want to take this first break. I could possibly put an order here and put my stop like somewhere below here, but the one thing I am liking here is that CVD is growing. So it's going, you look right here, there's strength here for sure. So what we can do is we can put an order here. Right up here, we can look at the daily profile. We're actually at the value area high. Okay. And if we look at the TPO charts, this is it right here. So we're technically in value inside of previous value. So we did expand. So this would be technically the area where longs are good. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here on the value high. Because this value high is somewhere right here, which makes more sense in this compression zone. What we can see is more of a bounce off this area and then some follow through. This is why we wait. I always wait for the second bounce because this type of shit could happen. It could pull back and then we could finally make a move. Or now we're trying to get some selling happening. So we'll see what happens in this area, or if it gets respected or not. Just want to see what this looks like from here to here. Every value area is where we're at. So okay, I got an idea. of where most trading is going to take place. Okay, we had some absorption down here, so if we close back above here, we can take an order here. I'll put a stop loss below here. Sorry, so you can see better. And then we can target basically 2 to 1. And just like that. And what we can see here is we had absorption. And longs were in the play because we closed above sorry, I'm just trying to look at this. We closed above value yesterday. Excuse me. All right, so let's go for 2 to 1, 1100 basically, risking 535 to make 1100. I could even lower my risk a little bit right here and go 515. But I think we're gonna look at this. CVD is growing. This is a very easy, comfortable trade. Now I can move my stop to break even at this point. I just want to see if this breaks back above again. We'll see. I think we're gonna take the top of this real quick because you look at CVD's growing. We're gonna get aggression here, and there's gonna be a squeeze at the top, and then we'll probably get a nice move up. And there it is. We'll go here. We'll go here. And there it is. I'm out. Wow, that was easy. That was very easy. That was so easy to read. I mean, you had this. You'd pull back into this area. You had a squeeze that, failed sells that happened right below this area. And then you had a buy that took over. We moved up. And then now we go higher. And the reason I spotted this was from yesterday was, if you look at the TPO charts, we closed above value. So it was showing me, price was showing me when we go higher. So you look at here, we sold off, right? We sold off. Let me see it. Oh, I can merge these two. Hold on. Oh. Oh. Yeah, you can see right here. Okay, we did this. We closed below, and then they found more value. They closed below again. But then what happened here was we closed above the value high. And what happened here again? We closed again. We closed value. They found higher value. So now this was the area to go long. Even though I missed this opportunity in the morning, which I would have taken, it would have been a lot better long opportunity. But still, I caught the breakout, and I still caught a good move. So, and this was the move I caught. You could have realistically gone long here when you had a solid absorption. It would have been like right in the morning. The first, 5 minutes? Yeah. You've seen absorption, absorption. This was a little harder play. This was a little simpler. So, and then they had some failed auction at the top. So, either way, good scout. Absolutely fantastic. Sorry, I'm just gonna go grab my other cough real quick. Good morning, Dad. Quick $1,100 play. Just going long. I'll be right back. Yeah, I was explaining the TPO charts. Okay. I'm back, Dad. Whew. It's freezing. Beautiful trade today, beautiful trade. I could have gone up for a little bit more, but we call it a good trade. Yeah, I'm really enjoying looking at his TPO charts now. Because what you can see here is okay, what you can see here is that yeah, we closed value here. They traded lower, had traded lower value again, and then you can see that they closed again. They traded lower value. But on this day, what happened was we traded lower, right? We had lower value, value area, and then look what happened here. This was what, Monday, I think. Monday, Tuesday. No, Tuesday. And then what happens is we close above the value or high, and what happened today? We traded higher value. So yesterday traded above again. So this is kind of interesting. I think we're going to go back up to here. We haven't even touched this today. So that's what I'm kind of looking for, is going to be somewhere up here. And the areas where you can take trades off are going to be probably in between these areas. Oh, my hair. But right now it's showing me it's going to be like an inside, definitely a more range day, range bound, possibly till news related. I think till 12 o'clock our time, 11 o'clock, because there's some news popping out. So not bad. Great trade today. Very well executed. I was very patient. What I did was I waited for this break and I waited for the retest right in this area where we had absorption. I went long exactly here. I broke above that. My stop was underneath there. It was above this buy bubble. Oh. And then my target was like somewhere up here. It was like right above this, right here. I was missing like 500 and I made like 1100. Fantastic trade setup and hit the target. Yeah. So we took that trade. I haven't taken anything on this yet. Let me check my. Should I see how? Yeah, I might be done with this account for sure for today. I'm already up 1100. There's no need for me to trade more. And then hopefully I can catch some other trades on other accounts. And that's possibly what I've been waiting for. The only thing is I need to figure out how to copy trade better because I don't like switching back and forth from accounts. I'd rather just take a loss on all of them. And that's where, oops, sorry. here we go again. We see some selling pressure in here. We'll see what happens in this area. Okay, so yeah, we're seeing buying holding up here again. Sorry, what am I doing here? Sorry. Give me 1 sec. I just gotta log in some of my credentials, so I don't want you guys seeing my stuff. Not that I don't trust you. So hold on a sec. Give me 1 sec. I'm just gonna log into my credentials. Sorry. Okay. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna exit out of here. close. Close. No. Then we're going to open deep charts back up. I'm already up 1100 on one, so here, let's see if my deep. One thing I kind of been enjoying with trading is I've been trying to get more structured in the way I look at the market, and that's kind of been the hardest part for me for the longest time. Is just having structure, just being able to
connected.
Oh, weird. Wasn't able. Let me see.
Disconnected.
Let's see if it feeds my other connection.
Connected.
All right, now we're good. Let's zoom out of here because I do not like trading this close. I kind of seeing where. So we had this compression zone in the morning. We kind of broke out of it. You have this range where we kind of ranged all morning. And we broke out of there. We are at the value area high here. So, and this was an old value area low. It's funny it came off there. This line it's reacted very many times. Let's go to 4 hour. I'll show you. Go 30 minute. From this day right here. You had the POC that it came off of. That was from where we were respected. So now, it's a little messy. Let's go back to 1. And then I'll open up a new profile chart. So you guys kind of see. This was coming from... Yeah, it's funny. We actually came off the value area high today, and then we moved up. So my bias is still long for today. And one of the main things I'm seeing here is let's see this real quick. Let's go to the 4 hour. This was on the this was on the February 3rd. So we'll go here. I just want to see this real quick. February 3rd. 3rd and 4th. Okay. And we touched that. Look at that. We touched those areas we sold off. So this is the key area we want to break right here. 427. 436, sorry, is the key area. And we haven't been able to break that value yet. Once we break this, we'll expand to the upside. Where did I see that move off of? Oh, it was right here, I think. Maybe it was. Huh. Let's go back over here. So if we do the profile, I think it's from this one. Oh no, we didn't. Okay, I did come off this. Okay. was from this one right here we came off. Look at this. This is it was from this move up. So we have respected this. If we break this, we go down lower. If we end up tapping into this up here, the point of control again, we go higher. And I'll show you this. That's exactly from this area right here. All right. Cancel. Okay, so at least from right around here, or we moved up. And sometimes I like using the other chart too, just because I get a. So you look from 5. Oh, it's from 6. Okay. Let's go to the 1 hour. We get a better reading. So we're from this area right here. So we're looking at from right here. Somewhere right around here. Somewhere right around here. And this is the point of control where we bounced off of bounce. We bounced out here and then we came back down. So the next area what we're looking at here is we closed above. We came off the buyer high yesterday or today off the same area, and this is off the. It's funny because it's off that 1 day's point of control where we moved up. So we will see if we bounce off the point of control. That'll be the area where we do two things. We bounce off the point of control, we move higher, we close the gap up above the high, or it's a range day and we come back down, bounce between here. And it's kind of looking like it because we're merged inside of a value area. We have not broken out of value. This would be breaking out of value. So right now, I'd probably want to trade the value area low. From yesterday, it's at 801. Let me just double check that's right. Let's go 801. Oh, it's slightly off, but yeah, long bias for sure. If we get absorption off here, then I could take it long. Off the POC. We'll see though. I could want to possibly trade it right around the value area low again, because that's where it become cheap again for buyers. Because what happened was let me just turn the daily volume. We bounced off the value high. We broke, and then we came back. So what I could do here is, if this breaks above here and then it gets absorbed here, but what we're seeing is CVD is growing. As long as it gets absorbed here, then we could be okay. And yeah. Oh geez, I did that way too late, but it's all right. We'll just put it below here. Yeah, this was a. We'll just go for 1100 again. Go for the high to here. And we're starting to push one more time. We could probably move to break even. I wanted to go down here. I would have protected myself underneath. I would have been break even at this point. Now I got to have a slightly bigger risk here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have to have a $450 risk to make about $1,000. I slept on there. Huh? And we get a push above here, this sell where this last strong sell was, and we break this, then we're good. I can move to break even at that point. And I technically protect myself underneath these buys. So, and there it is. I'm going to move my stop now since we're breaking above. I had a sloppy entry, but I'm still in profit quite a bit. So, I'll aim for right here where we had the last squeeze. I think that's where the value high is somewhere. Oh, it's higher up, but we'll see. This is a good trade. Really good trade. We keep closing above, which is really good. Another great trade again. So what I can do is I can trail underneath this buy order, secure myself at least 180 bucks. And then if we squeeze above these highs, above the value high, and we break, then we're going to see the squeeze above into the highs that I want to see. But again, I got a sloppy entry. I just hope this doesn't pull back. If we break above this, I could put my stop underneath right here. You can see the absorption down at the bottom again, and that's why I took that trade. Then we can move it right below here and guarantee ourselves 400. Yep, I'm gonna move it there. We're about to hit 1100 again on another account, so very good execution here. And then we got to see the squeeze above into 956. If we see that, then we'll see an expansion up to the high probably. I'm just gonna go for a 2-to-1, a little over 2-to-1, so protect myself early. Having a little bit of difficulties here, but not bad. Yeah, if I would have gone down here, I would have probably exited here at the value high. I would have been already out of this trade due to the sloppy trade. Sloppy entry. I shouldn't say sloppy trade, but sloppy entry. Regardless, I'm still guaranteed 465, and it's been a fantastic trade. And I'm on the right side of the trend, so. Yeah, once you understand the profiles a little better and you understand where market moves on a day-to-day basis, then, ooh, I'm surprised that didn't give me. Then we have some aggressive sells at the value high. I'm surprised that didn't exit me out. That was crazy. I should have been exited there. We'll go underneath here. Just to give ourselves a little bit of room. If this holds this, then I'll be in trouble, but most likely we're going to tap into the at least the high up here. But they are trying to find value here, and they I'm surprised that didn't get me out on that exit. It touched it damn near, almost to the tick. Oh, one tick. Bummer. If this gets me out for that, then that'll be a bummer. And we're getting aggressive sells up here, so We'll see if buyers step in one more time here. We did come off the POC, so we had aggressive buying right at the value high. So those are two positive things that we saw. All right, now if we close back above here, I can protect myself underneath here now. Right underneath there. If it does, that's where I'll protect myself. That was really unfortunate. It next me there. I would have been out. Not to worry about this trade, but nonetheless, I'm still protecting. I still lock in some profit. Ugh. All right, we got closure above the aggressive selling, so I'll probably be okay here, and then I can move my stop. I just want to see it close above 928, and there we are. All right, we close above there. I protect myself underneath the aggressive sells. I got absorbed, and then this should hit full take profit. There we go. It's almost there. About 12 more points. If this hits full take profit, then I'll call it a day. Be a great trading day. Only what I took 2 trades. Yeah, 2 trades. 2 trades, 2 for 2. Both a little over 1 to 2. So I'll protect myself underneath there. And then we should hit full take profit. We're still seeing aggressive buying here at the same level, which is good. Some decent sized contracts being placed in that area too, which is another positive thing to see. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna keep it there to protect myself. I know this would be very unfortunate if it didn't hit, but it's part of the game. What I honestly think is going to happen today is we're going to close this whole gap up here all the way. I think we're going to push high. Once we start to break here, you'll start to see acceleration because we kind of broke compression zone. So absolutely, Vince, absolutely. Yeah, we can. All right, so this is good. This is good. What I wanted to see. We had a wick into that strong aggressive sell, but then they got immediately bounced out of it. So, I'm probably 90% confident this will hit my full take profit. And if it doesn't, then I walk away with $300 on this account. I got to see it close above here, and then that'll be the ceiling point where we close above this area again. Because what we can see here is this cumulative volume delta. It's continuing to grow in the upside. As long as we see reaction and auction push higher above this 932 point, then we can definitely close for full take profit. It'll close above here and we'll have a push into this area right here. And then we'll test the squeeze on the highs. Just watch what happens here. You're going to get aggressiveness right between 945 all the way up to 955, 957. You're going to see big orders start pouring in. And if that doesn't happen, then we'll most likely see a pullback to the value area low. And we could stay within value today if this refuses to break. Because we do have resistance up here, but I don't think it's strong enough. And this is not the best thing you want to see right here, where you tap into the most aggressive point where they bought right here, and we wicked away from it. That's tends to be not the best thing to see, especially when you're in a long position. But if we get a closure back into above that, then we'll be okay. Then what I could do is I could protect myself underneath here and at least lock in even more profit if it decides to come back down. And if it fails this and comes down, then yeah, I'll get out with $300. But the buyers are all buying up here off the value high. You can see the aggression on above this area. So, and this is for the daily volume profile. For the compression zone I drew out, we had reaction off that, and we had aggressive buying, and then we had good follow through. So and my initial risk to reward was right here, and then I had right here about 430. So I already been out on 2-to-1. Would have been out somewhere right around here. I could have taken that trade, but I decided to take it here. So that's where my areas where I was looking at. So we had aggressive selling. They try to push. Buyers pushed above. And then once we get above, like I said, 932, we should see the expansion back up, and then we'll be okay. We should be able to hit full take profit. But if we see this right here, what we're seeing right now, so. This is not good reaction to this area. And then they're aggressively selling this point. And they close below that. I could be in trouble here. This right here, this area right here where they're absorbing is where their buyers are putting in more positions to push us higher. So even if we were to take a long off this area, it would be still a good long to take. And you could risk below here, where almost where my entry was. But your risk reward gets less at that point. Especially, I had a sloppy entry here, and you had the absorption. I should have taken along here, and I could have risked below the absorption, which would have been, let's say if I was down here, entry here, I still would have had the same risk, but my reward would have been almost 3-to-1. Yeah, even at the value high, you could have gone 3 to 1 right here. And you already been out of the trade. If you want to take it to the high here, you could go, be like a 4 to 1 trade. And this would actually be a really good trade. All right, we're seeing CVD grow again, which is another good thing here. We're having positive reaction to that level. And then what I'll do is I'll manage risk a little bit better here. We'll go there. Like I said, once we see it close above 32, we'll see my take profit get hit for sure. We gotta see the close above here. And that is not what I want to see, is a wick into that and then a failed auction there. That's, you want to see aggressive buying. I'm not seeing any sort of aggressive buying, nor aggressive selling, but you can see the pressure on the CVD a little bit as it's starting to taper off. So and like right after like 6:30, like within that first hour, like we're hitting after the first hour, volatility starts to slow down, and we can get a lot of the more of the sideways stuff, which is tends to be where I usually don't like to trade, and I take a little break between there. That's the only thing I dislike about this area, is that we keep on tapping into it, and it's not breaking. So auction's not going to go any higher than the value area high, which is where things become a premium and things get more expensive for buyers at that point, for the day at least, unless you see, yep, knocked out with 300. Okay, that's unfortunate. It missed me by 1 tick. The value lows down here. Okay, same area on the PLC. So we'll keep in consideration this area down here. This could be another area where they buy. So this was technically a failed auction to the upside. And we're seeing aggressive sells. CVD's growing with it, so we saw it came out the value high. We broke the point of control for the day at least. We'll see if there's any absorption in this area here again, because we're technically out the value high one more time, and this will be another possible point to buy. So right here, if we see absorption happen at this value high, and then we see the close above this red bubble here, another possible long. But right now we're not seeing that, and this is the point of control technically for the bottom. Like this is a classic absorption here play. So this is where they're absorbing a lot of orders. I'll go long here. Get a positive reaction to this area. And then I'll risk this to make, let's go 800. Yep, you had this buy order here. It got held up and then it was there. We'll go a little over, just like that, just below there. And if we keep closing, we'll move to break even at the point of control. And this is the area where we bought heavily last time, and then we bought right below it again and then moved off of it. So I'll risk my profits at this point to try to make the recovery here. Another not a good thing right here that we couldn't close above these subos that were aggressive at that last point. So we got to close back above 91 again. So we'll have to wait and see if this holds. If not, then I'm surprised that didn't get me out. I got lucky on the other side, so I guess it goes both ways. You could go long again because there's a clean absorption here, so I'm still in it. We'll see if it moves back up into the higher point of the value. I'll be right back. I am going to move my stop to break even, and we're almost to take profit. So we either bounce off here at the point of control, or we keep falling. So and we hit full take profit. Cool. All right, just like that. Alrighty. Well, I got to do a couple things. I'll be back on later. Great trading every morning. That was really disciplined and well done. So we'll be back again in a few hours, possibly for later. We'll see. Alrighty.